The Dallas Cowboys are at a crucial crossroads as head coach Brian Schottenheimer is urging his backup running backs to elevate their game this season. With the team's reliance on Javonte Williams last year, who exploded for over 1,200 rushing yards and racked up an impressive 287 touches, the pressure is on the rest of the squad to step up. Williams' workload came at a cost, leading to a nagging shoulder injury that lingered into the late season, raising questions about how the Cowboys will manage their running back depth moving forward. Let's dive deeper into the numbers. Behind Williams, Malik Davis was the next man up, but his contribution was markedly less impactful, with only 52 rushing attempts and a couple of receptions to show for it. This disparity in opportunity has led Schottenheimer to look for more from his backup options. Enter Jaden Blue, the second-year back who has shown flashes of potential. We mark him as a standout during the NFL draft, especially since Dallas opted against bringing in any fresh talent to challenge him for snaps. The question now is whether he can harness that potential into consistent production. However, speculation is swirling around the Cowboys, possibly making a move for a more established running back, with Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox mentioning Alvin Kamara as a potential target. Here's the kicker. Would the New Orleans Saints even consider parting ways with Kamara? Knox points out that while Kamara may have intentions of remaining in New Orleans, the organization might not share that sentiment. This offseason, the Saints bolstered their backfield by signing Travis Etienne to a lucrative 4-year, $48 million deal, effectively positioning him as their new lead back. With additional young talents like Devin Neal, Kendre Miller, Audric Estime, and Ty Chandler, there's a growing depth chart in New Orleans that could make Kamara expendable. But let's talk logistics. Trading Kamara before June 1st presents a significant challenge due to a staggering $18 million dead cap hit. Post-June 1, things become a bit more palatable for the Saints, potentially opening the door for a trade, albeit for a less-than-stellar return. Knox emphasizes that while the Saints aren't likely to reel in a blockbuster deal for an aging back, Kamara's versatility as a dual-threat player might attract interest from teams in need of a running back. For the Cowboys, any consideration of bringing Kamara into the fold hinges on their confidence in Jaden Blue. The Texas native was a dynamic player in college, showcasing his ability as a playmaker in the passing game. But here's the rub. He didn't earn the full trust of the coaching staff during his rookie season, which limited his opportunities significantly. If he shows up to off-season workouts with a renewed focus and determination, then the need for a player like Kamara may dissipate entirely. But if Blue falters, it might be time for the Cowboys to explore all available options. So, Cowboys fans, where are you watching from? What are your thoughts on this emerging situation? Should the team trust in Jaden Blue, or would it be wise to pursue a veteran like Kamara? Your opinions matter, so drop them in the comments. Now, let's keep the momentum going as we transition into our next piece of news. The Dallas Cowboys find themselves at a critical juncture regarding their pass rush strategy following the trade of Micah Parsons. The void left by Parsons' departure is significant, and as they navigate this challenge, they have turned their attention to the future, selecting Malachi Lawrence, a standout from UCF, with their first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. However, the question looms large. Is this enough to remedy the glaring issues in their pass rush? Analyst Aaron Schatz from ESPN doesn't mince words, arguing that the Cowboys' pass-rushing dilemma remains their most pressing weakness. He points out that while the acquisition of Rashan Gary from Green Bay was intended to bolster the line, his performance is a cause for concern. Rashan Gary didn't record a sack in the final 10 games of last season, Schatz highlights. This is a stark statistic that raises eyebrows among fans and analysts alike. The pressure is mounting on Gary to find his footing in this new environment and deliver the kind of results that justify the trade. Then there's Donovan Ezraku, who is recovering from hip surgery. His offseason has been underwhelming due to limitations stemming from his recovery. The Cowboys drafted him in the second round last year, and while he possesses the potential to be a game-changer, the uncertainty surrounding his health could hinder his progress. Sam Williams, another player in the mix, managed only 1 sack in the entirety of the 2025 season, which is not the production the team needs from its pass rushers. Add to this mix James Houston, who recorded a modest 5.5 sacks but fell short in run defense. Meanwhile, Marist Lufau, transitioning to the edge, presents a wild card with his inexperience in the position. The spotlight, however, shines brightest on the rookie, Malachi Lawrence. While his college performance suggests he has the makings of a future star, the transition to the NFL is a steep uphill climb. Expectations are high, but can he adapt quickly enough to make an immediate impact? As the Cowboys gear up for mini-camp and the preseason, the organization faces a critical evaluation period. They are counting on a perfect storm of players stepping up. Gary needs to regain his form, Ezra Waku has to bounce back from injury, and Lawrence must hit the ground running. If the established players are able to develop as hoped, the Cowboys might stick with their current roster. However, should it become evident that they are struggling to apply pressure on opposing quarterbacks, the front office may be forced to look outside the organization for reinforcements. This precarious balance between potential and performance is not lost on the Cowboys fan base, who are likely holding their breath as the team navigates these uncertainties. What do you think? Where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts on the Cowboys' pass rush situation? As we continue to dissect the team's dynamics, the next segment will delve into the broader implications of these roster decisions and how they might shape the Cowboys' season ahead. Stay tuned.
As we dive deeper into the current landscape of the NFL, specifically focusing on the defenses of the Cincinnati Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys, it's clear that both teams are poised for significant improvement this season. The narrative surrounding these defenses has shifted from liability to strength, and that's got the league buzzing. So, where are you watching from, Cowboys fans? Let's hear your thoughts on how you feel about these changes in the comments below. Starting with the Bengals, they made some bold moves this offseason that have captured the attention of NFL executives. Their acquisition of safety Brian Cook, safety Kyle Duggar, edge rusher Boy Mafe, and defensive tackle Jonathan Allen is just the tip of the iceberg. The cherry on top was the blockbuster trade for defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence II from the New York Giants ahead of the 2026 NFL Draft. With these strategic additions, Cincinnati has significantly bolstered their defensive line. According to one general manager, their defensive line might now be the most improved unit in the league, which is a stark contrast to last season's struggles. But let's not forget about our beloved Dallas Cowboys. They made headlines with a controversial yet pivotal trade that sent pass rusher Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for 2 first-round draft picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark. This move shocked many, but it set the stage for a defensive overhaul. Dallas didn't stop there. They added defensive tackle Quinnen Williams, pass rusher Rashan Gary, and a host of other promising talents, including rookies like Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence. The Cowboys have made a concerted effort to retool their defense, and it seems to be paying off. One evaluator went as far as to say, they probably drafted their way into the playoffs. That's a bold statement, but it's backed by the belief that both teams have stuck to their plans and executed them well. For Cowboys fans, this should instill a sense of hope as we look ahead to the upcoming season. Now let's talk quarterbacks. On paper, both Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow have the potential to be MVP candidates if they can remain healthy. However, in previous years, both quarterbacks have faced challenges due to underwhelming defenses. If the improvements made by both the Bengals and the Cowboys hold true, we could see Prescott and Burrow squaring off in a high-stakes matchup come February. That's a tantalizing prospect for fans of both teams. As we wrap up the segment, it's clear that the Cowboys are making calculated moves to elevate their defense and support their franchise quarterback. The offseason changes are significant, and the potential for success is there. But will it translate to on-field performance? Only time will tell. So, as we close out today's discussion, make sure to drop your comments about the Dallas Cowboys below. What do you think of the recent moves? Are you feeling optimistic about the upcoming season? Don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis and opinions on your favorite team. The future looks bright, but the spotlight is on the Cowboys to deliver. Let's see if they can rise to the occasion.